Okay, here we are. It's great to be here today on Lunch Therapy. It's Thursday, and it's a good day. It's a good day. I've got some crazy stuff happening today. It looks a little like, I don't know, you ever seen Pan's Labyrinth? Kind of like that, right? I can't really see. I can't see. But do you happen to know Jared Leto? Yeah, the Red Powered is here today in the Twitch room. She really likes the music, the Red Powered. Sadly, he doesn't know Jared. Kamala loves it. I knew you would love that. That's cool. So this is a show, just so the Red Powered knows and anybody else who happens to pop in, this is a show where we take a break from all the crazy things that are going on in the world and just have fun. Some people call us the cult of the hummingbird. I call us lunch therapy. Twitch audio is out of sync. Well, there's always YouTube. If you want to go on over to YouTube, just go to joelmarshall.com. Maybe I'm not gonna mess with anything. But thanks for letting me know that the audio is out of sync. What can I do? Hey, so we start the show every day, every time, we start with 3 deep breaths. I've got an animal over here on my right. I'm not sure what kind of animal that is. Maybe you guys can tell me. All right. He's moved to YouTube. How's the audio there? Is it pretty good? Is it better? Anyway, we got the animal on the right. I don't know what kind of animal it is. Maybe you guys can tell me. Tapir, I don't think it is, but that is a really good guess. He has a tangerine on his head. And over on my left, I have a woman on the space station, of course, with her, washing her hair. And of course, they don't have enough water to wash their hair up there. Audio is absolutely fine. All right, fine. Good. I'm glad somewhere. We were messing around in the Twitch room earlier today. I think it's the largest rodent on Earth. I thought I was the largest rodent on Earth. It does have a sweet face. Okay, we got to take our breaths. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. This is the only way we're going to survive, right? Here we go. In through the nose. Hold it. Let it out. One more. Take it in. This is serious stuff because this makes you feel a lot better. I guarantee it. Let it out. Guaranteed or your money back. Well, there's no money. Although there are t-shirts for lunch therapy at joelmarshall.com. Take in one more deep breath through the nose. Hold it. Let it out. 3 deep breaths. Yeah. Eddie Mitchell, I wanted to tell you, tomorrow we have this fantastic guest. His name is Mark Andrews. He's an Oscar winner, a Golden Globe winner, and a BAFTA winner. He won for the movie Brave, Pixar movie, directed that movie. He also was the story supervisor on The Incredibles, did all the storyboards for The Iron Giant and the original Spider-Man movie. It should be fun. Yes, it does. need this over in Ireland. Eddie's in Ireland. So cool. And we've got this awesome person here, Leonardo Zencarlin. I'm sure thrilled to join the cult of the hummingbird. Yes, cult of the hummingbird. I'm glad to have you here too. I'm really glad to have you here. I got to move on with the show because there's a lot. There's a lot going on today. First thing we're just going to look at a squirrel. Squirrel in our backyard. I thought it was going to be a hummingbird. Oh, good. Eddie will be here for the show. Hopefully Red's going to be here too. Yeah, Red. Whoa. That was cool. We got to watch him jump again one more time. Yeah, that was cool. Kamala took that video, and she also took this video of the skunk that I was talking about yesterday that is behind our house that starts stomping. There he is. He's eating the cat food. I forgot to change it again. Yeah. Well, we met, Red and I just met on Twitch. Twitch is another platform like YouTube where most of the time people play video games and do live streaming, for those of you who may not know. So he came over here because the audio was whack over there. Maybe Ganel will come over here too. But we had a little pre-show over there just for fun. Now, I heard the term bird walking yesterday, which I had never heard before. And sometimes this show does some bird walking. Bird walking is essentially when you move easily from one topic to another, just like a bird, I don't know, when it's walking. It moves easily. And I'm going to show you a bird running. It is an ostrich. This is from the YouTube channel Alexia. It's kind of like Guinel. It's hard to say. There it is. Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that thing go. Yeah, it's running as fast as the cyclists. I'm sure the cyclists are like, what the hell is going on here? I think this is in South Africa. I'm not sure. But look at that ostrich go. Oh, yes, they call him the streak. Boogada. It's incredible. Sue Pascal's here. She's a huge bird fan and a member of the cult of the hummingbird. And we're watching an ostrich just haul ass down the road here. Yeah, press the gas pedal really hard. It's just nuts. Oh. Anyway, I thought you guys would enjoy that. I was sure you would. Another thing just in the animal section of the show that I wanted to show you is this. The BBC is doing this weird thing. This is this show called Oneness. And they have a robot sea otter. I don't know. We're going to have to talk about whether this is ethical or not. But they send out the robot sea otter, and it's got cameras in the eyes and a speaker, and it gets really super close to the otters. Look at that. That's a real otter, and they never are able to get, I guess, that close out in the wild but they've got this guy. Sea otters, one of my favorite animals. They're great. I love it when they lay on their backs and they crack the shells or whatever and eat I don't know what they eat, if anybody knows what sea otters eat, but whatever it is, they lay on their backs and they always lay on their backs, which is fun. I even have a stuffed animal of a sea otter. I like that. I would like to have that. They're adorable otters. I'm not sure if it's ethical though. Like if somebody sent a camera, oh, there they are doing that thing, cracking the shell on there. If somebody sent over a robot person to live in your home and spy on you, we might not like it. Maybe that's already happening. With our phones, huh? Maybe we're already being spied on. At least they don't put a program on the... Oh, there's space. Remember, this is Space Week. I'm remembering it's Space Week. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Kamala says, one of them is going to fall in love with that damn roboter. You know, that's probably going to happen someday. You got to be nice to the robots. Everybody's got to be nice to the robots. Have you seen the robot hummingbird check out the butterflies? That is something I'm going to show. Sue sent me, I believe Sue sent me a video of that. If that robot isn't doing anything bad and it's just doing research, then do what you want. That's good. I'm glad you have that opinion because, you know, as long as you're not hurting the sea otters, maybe they're helping them because they're studying the sea otters and how can they help them? Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is on Instagram. This is another comedian out there who is, all of you know who this person is, Kevin James. He's doing short films on the internet, and he just did this one. He does a series of films where he's the sound guy. And if you've ever been on the set of a movie, the sound person, they're unique individuals. There's nobody like the sound person. They are one of the most valuable people on the set. Something I always say is if you're going to make a movie, Red, if you're going to make a movie, Ganell, if you're going to make a movie, make sure that you get a good sound guy. Sound guy or gal, because if there's one thing that's more annoying than anything, it's when the sound is messed up. As you know from my show, because often the sound is messed up and you guys are like, I can't hear you. What are you doing? But if you imagine, you know, if you shoot like an incredible scene with, you know, Joaquin Phoenix or, I don't know, Edward James Olmos or something, and they do the scene, and then later on you realize, oh, shoot, I didn't get the sound. There's going to be some hell to pay. Red doesn't think they'll ever make a movie. They don't think they'll ever make a movie. Maybe you will, though. Maybe you'll be inspired by this. Kevin James, here it is, sound guy on There Will Be Blood.
If you have a milkshake, and I have a milkshake, and I have a straw, there it is. That's a straw, you see.
It's too quiet. Of course, the sound is not good.
My straw reaches across the room and starts to drink your milkshake.
I think that this is like they've put together a clip from the movie and Kevin James being the sound guy. It's super funny. I want you guys to watch it because just go to Kevin James' YouTube channel and you'll enjoy it. I don't want to show it here. I just want to give you guys the idea because it's hilarious. So he's the sound guy and he's hanging out with Daniel Day-Lewis, and they've got the director, Paul Thomas Anderson, is over there going, why is he talking to the sound guy? Can you get the sound guy away from Daniel Day-Lewis? Nobody's supposed to talk to him on the set. Daniel Day-Lewis apparently on the set plays the character through the entire thing. So if you're sitting there with him, I'm going to drink your milkshake. Anyway, I love Kevin James. Okay, now to the very quick space section of the show. We were doing this, we were prepping this before the show, and that's when we met Red. I was looking into, what's going on with the International Space Station today. What's happening today? We were looking at, a smelly picnic yesterday and going, wow, it's pretty gnarly up there, but it's actually pretty cool. Red sure loves space, as do I. And so I started looking into it, and there is some incredible stuff out there. And one of the things, as we've seen before, which last time we looked at this, there are cameras of the International Space Station that you can just watch in real time. It's crazy. And, you can watch them up there repairing things. You can watch them up there not taking showers. You can watch them doing all kinds of stuff. Right now, this is where they do the spacewalk. It looks kind of dark up there, which is weird. It wasn't dark earlier. Recently, SpaceX sent 2 guys up to the space station. So things are horrible down here. People are, as you know, horrible things are happening down here. But still, they put these guys on the top of a rocket. This is the SpaceX website here. They put these guys up on the top of a rocket and they just blasted them into space. They don't care. They don't care. They're the, honey badger. So they put that up there and it was a big success. They actually docked with the space station, which I think is incredible. I got to do something here and get to this. Okay, so you can take a look here and just see they've got pictures of it. And there's the capsule sitting on top of a rocket. I don't know who these people are that they would say, yeah, just put me in that little capsule on the top of this massive rocket and just throw me up into space and then I'll dock to an international space station. I mean, maybe they were just like, Earth is not so great right now. Let's just put me on the top of that thing. Just, blast me out. So there they are floating almost above our atmosphere, I guess. And it's got solar panels on it. But I mean, Elon Musk, he also makes a Tesla and it has problems. I think, they had self-driving and it hit somebody on a bicycle and killed them or something. No one has died yet in space. No one has died in space, regardless of what the movies tell you. People have died coming back. People have died going there, but no one's died yet. That may change, though, because now that SpaceX is going there, they're going to allow tourism. Yeah, so people can pay, right now, they can pay about $10 million and go up into space to be annoying to these scientists. Just be all like, what are you doing now? I don't think you're doing it right. That's the way they're going to be. So there's the rocket. And then I found one other thing that I want to show you. It's a docking simulator. So how do they dock with the giant space station when they get up there? How do they do it? Apparently you have to get it just right. And it's like a video game. You have to get it just right. And if you don't, everybody that came with you just floats out into space and they have no hope. Because it's not like the Millennium Falcon or whatever, where you can just fly all over the place, maybe hit hyperspace. No, it's just got these little jet thrusters on it, runs out of fuel. You don't make it the first time, you're dead. So in this simulator that's on the website, I invite all of you to go there and take a look at it. You can try and dock with the International Space Station. And I learned that I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty good space station docker. There's controls over here. I'm not going to bore you with it because it is dull. It's duller than one would think. But over here is the control. There's a control where right below me, there's a control where you can go as fast as possible. And that's not something that you would want to do when docking with the International Space Station. You would think they have a little bit better controls, but they have controls that are marked like yaw and pitch and roll. And you can get yourself into a lot of trouble real fast with this stuff. I did dock it once, but I have smashed several times. And they should probably have the space station blow up when you hit it, because that would be more fun. Anyway, I'm just going to go one more second back to this channel, which is called Space Official. And there you can watch. Ha! There's somebody out there walking around in space right now. Right now, as we're watching, there's a person just out there doing their thing. And they've got probably mission control in their ear that's saying, you're doing it wrong. Nope, not. Why are you doing that? Over to the left, please. Come on, this guy is such an idiot. Is my mic on? Oh. No, we didn't mean that. Look at him go. It's like a miracle. It's like a miracle. It is a miracle. The miracle of flight. Okay, we're leaving the space station now. If I can get back to the show. Now we're going to get to a really important topic, and I'm going to look in the chat room for a second. Camila Lopez welcomes Leonardo. Jose is there. Spacewalk. Yeah. Jose knows all about this stuff. I learned everything that I know about space from Jose Salas. Everything. Joel is really bad at docking. Don't ever let him drive the ship. I would have docked the thing for you guys, but the problem is it would have taken me like 45 minutes. I docked it last night. I did. I tried to make a video of it and then speed it up to show you all, but my editor got way too tired. I am wearing white because I am a member of the hummingbird cult. Doesn't mean anything. I actually, Jared Leto wears white in his cult, so I figured as the cult leader, maybe I will wear white for this moment. When I talk to you about something very important, as many of you know, and maybe Red doesn't know this, I am the originator, I'm the father of planking, laying face down, the internet fad, way back in the aughts. They had the internet fad where people laid face down. My face dancing, which I called it face dancing, culminated in me being on To Tell the Truth and planking and face dancing. And there's a couple pictures. Very successful planking on national television. But then, people got bored with planking and they came out with this other thing that I found out about recently, which is, way late, but here it is. It's called Bat. This is Batmaning. It's kind of like planking, but they hang from their feet. I have placed an animated GIF of myself Batmaning too, just so you see that and get some reference of how I Batman as opposed to how these people do. Yeah, I kind of like it. The problem is it's probably more dangerous. Probably more dangerous than face dancing and planking. Mike Hansen was there. I love the fact that we have the comments like later, and so I've got a million different things that could correspond to. Okay, now this next thing might be shocking to you, but don't be shocked. There's a picture here of a girl on a table. She appears to have no head, but she has a head. Don't worry about it. Here's a full screen. It's a thing called horsemanning. Horsemanning. And it was done in the 1920s, apparently. I don't know whether this is true. We got to get our fact checkers on this. But this girl took a picture of herself, and it looks like she has no head, like her head is next to her. And this is inspirational. This is an inspirational person. I don't know who it is. It is, as it says in the thing, it's an early example of planking, which was called horsemanning in the 20s. Horsemanning. I'm yelling now. Horsemanning apparently was big after planking. In fact, there was a song about it. Oh, yeah. Oh, Camila likes horsemanning. I thought Camila would hate it because it seems kind of gruesome. The reason they call it horsemanning, because of the legend of Sleepy Hollow, of course. The headless horseman. Thus, horsemanning. Horsemanning. So somebody made a music video. I got to show you that. And they actually talk about how planking is out of style. Has been for a while.
Even going back to smiles now, but we don't use those. I'm giving kudos to these two girls.
There's the picture.
With the new pose. You gotta do it now.
I figure you all have to know about this. Find a good spot. Even though it's passé now. If you missed it.
If you had a knife for a necklace, you could
People horse manning all over the place. This is not the dance break, but it's pretty close. This is Andrew Huang. Andrew Huang. That's how we say it down south. Andrew Huang. Andrew Huang. He's one of the greatest horse manners ever. I found some more pics. That's the way we say it. Pics. Down south, that's how we say pictures. Pics. I don't know why I'm doing that whole down south thing. It's probably because I'm weird. I'm sure Red is too, because Red's got to be weird. Our new cult member, Red. These are great pictures, by the way. Horse manning and is might be. I don't know how they did that one. That one's scary looking. Some of them are scary. I've heard of Joe Manning. Bob Royce says, yes, I've heard of Joe Manning as well. I grew up with him. I have never heard of horse manning, however. All right, one more thing that came about, and this is something that I talk about a lot in my own household, because that's where I talk now, is just in my household. And it's called owling. Owling. It's another variation of horse manning or planking. This is from a channel called You Are Drunk. So all they do is they just sit like an owl. I don't know. Batmanning's a little better. It's good to have a kind of danger element. I guess that's dangerous. Sitting on a cubicle owling. What if your coworker was just sitting there on the cubicle owling at you? Could you... Maybe these days that's a protected thing. You know, owls are protected, and also certain behavior. You say, hey, I'm owling. You got to give me my space. Don't stop me from owling. There's some weird music in this stuff. Anyway, there's the owling. One more thing that I got to tell you about. Heather says it's creepy. Have you tried it, Heather? Have you tried it? Because it could be really fun. That's my sister-in-law, Heather. And yeah, I don't know. Owling is creepy. What if you woke up in the middle of the night and your wife was owling, just like on top of the dresser there, just owling? That would be creepy. Be kind of like that movie where the lady, I don't know if you saw this, it was one of the most horrifying low-budget films I've ever seen. It's where there's like a monster, there's like a ghost in the attic, and then, you know, there's a camera, a surveillance camera on their bed at night, and the guy goes back and looks at it, and his wife is standing at the edge of the bed the entire night. And it's weird because it's in fast motion, so she looks like she's kind of moving. Really weird. Chat room says cats do it all the time. Cats are master owlers, and they are kind of creepy. Cats definitely owl. Heather's going to give it a try. Maybe. Definitely more likely my wife would be howling. Okay. There's a whole episode about planking. What's the difference between planking and face dancing? And in that episode, or perhaps it's the episode about Myth Club, I was talking about how when we were young, we used to go to McDonald's, buy like a hamburger and mush it in our face, or we'd buy like an ice cream cone and put it on our head. And I thought we were the only people doing that, right? I thought we were. But it turns out we were not the only people doing that. And there's this thing called collective consciousness. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, collective consciousness. Collective consciousness is like, if you have an idea, lots of other people are having that same idea too. In the collective consciousness. I think some people call it the zeitgeist. We need a picture of Dave owling. That's for sure. Dave is my brother, by the way. He would be a really good owler. So we used to go and we'd put the ice cream cones on our face or whatever, and just because we wanted to see the people's reactions. And it turns out we're not the only ones. Weirdly enough, there's actually a thing called coning. There it is. This guy, Alki Stevens, does it. I mean, this is his version of it. She gives him the cone and he grabs it from the top. Here's another one. Let's see what he does. He pays her and then he grabs it from the top. And I don't know. That really cracks me up. I guess there's a lot of bored kids out there. There's a lot of bored people, and it begets things like coning. I like their response though. Yes, I think Heather should creep Dave out. I think we should find out about how that goes. If she gets up on the dresser and starts owling. More coning. It's not the only guy. Kevin Cole, also a coner. Here he is. He's at his drive-through. He needs somebody to edit his coning. Oh, there he goes. And he puts it in his own cone. He brings his own cone. He takes the ice cream, just puts it right in the cone. I think George should be filming Heather owling for sure. George is my nephew, Heather's son. It's a family show today. Okay, one more person. Coning. The best one yet, it says. So this is interesting. Watch the person comes up, they're like, nope, not me. The first one's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to give it to that guy. Clearly, he's done this before. And so the other girl comes. She's like, okay, I'll give him to him. She's like, can I ask why you're doing that? She says, can I ask why you're doing that? And then there he goes. And now he can't even drive. He's like, put it in drive. His friend puts it in drive. And then they drive away. It's actually dangerous coning. But it's hilarious. I'm a big fan of coning. Okay, so there you go. Some new fads for you. You could maybe restart them, or maybe it'll inspire you to start your own fad. Perhaps, yes, sociology. I would like to think of it as a sociological experiment. That's the way I used to think of it, sort of highfalutin. Like not just messing around, not just trying to make people crazy, but actually studying society and people's behaviors and people's reactions. That's what psychologists do. These people need the veterans to cone them. Wait a minute. Oh, veterans. I said veterans. It's veterinarians. Yes. Like when your dog is coned or your cat is coned, they need a cone for sure. They should have cones like that for people. Definitely. Sleeping in is the new fad. Maybe you can join Ganell in doing that because, I mean, not literally join him in sleeping in, but sleeping, I don't know. Maybe there could be a whole sleep in fad. Take pictures of yourself sleeping in. Okay, next thing is I just have to tell you one other thing, which is tomorrow we're going to have a guest, a serious guest. Tomorrow's Interview Fridays. As many of you know, tomorrow we're going to have a Golden Globe, a BAFTA, an Oscar-winning director on. His name is Mark Andrews. I hope you will be civil. Mike Hansen says, get a stack of ones at the bank and make it rain in the line. That seems like a good one. That's a new fad. It's called money raining. And you just start at the McDonald's or something. See, that's a positive fad, I think. All right, so we're going to go straight to dance break because the show is over. I will see you tomorrow for Interview Friday. Thanks for having fun. Thanks for Red for joining in. Heather, Jose, Nell, Ganell, Sue. Thank you all for being here. Mike Hansen, thanks for the great ideas. Red, follow me on Twitch or whatever you do. Subscribe, do all that stuff. Now we're going to have dance break. It's very special. It's drums today. It's drums. Got to go louder a little bit. We do need more cowbell. A little bit more cowbell. I love how much fun these people are having.